What's up everybody, it's Kevin here from Happy Beard Games, and today I'm going to do a Portland Retro Gaming Expo recap slash pickups slash walkthrough. Now in today's video, I just got back from Portland, Oregon at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo 2023, so this is just the next day, it's Monday afterwards, and there's a lot to think about, a lot to talk about, a lot to show and share. So this is the guidebook for the expo. It details everything that happened during the expo and more information that you might need to get your way through the expo and find everything you need and want to see at the expo. Now, I didn't get to do everything that I wanted to see or meet everyone that I wanted to see that was there, but I did get to do a lot of stuff and it felt very fulfilling and complete. So that's really cool. And as you see this video, you'll probably see some walkthroughs through the convention as it happened. Those videos are mainly taken on Sunday when it was less busy, and so the previous day, Saturday, there might be some pictures from that too, but not as much video, and because it was very busy on Saturday. So it goes Saturday and Sunday. There's also Friday if you just want to play at the arcade, but the arcade was set up the entire time too, so I wasn't able to make it there on Friday. Additionally, on Friday, James Rolfe's band Rex Viper was playing live at 7 o'clock, so I missed Rex Viper, which I'm okay with that, but it would have been kind of cool to check it out too. So I'm going to start with just talking about some of the cool people that I met from YouTube, because my channel, Happy Beard Games, is primarily a YouTube channel. I have a lot of friends that I know from YouTube, and some people that are a little more celebrity-like from YouTube that I don't really know, and they don't really know me, but it was really cool to meet them in person, and everyone was really nice, not just like the people that I know, but the people that don't know me were all very nice. Everyone was nice at the convention. All the vendors were cool that I talked to. I usually try to check if someone had a booth and I was filming it and I filmed them on the booth. I always asked them if I could film them beforehand or if I could take a picture of some of their items. It's always good to just make sure. I mean, it's a public setting in a convention, but it's always good to just make sure with people that, you know, you're going to be recording them for a YouTube video and stuff like that. And there's some people that I did little interviews with too and said hi to and just things like that. So you might see some of these people on here twice. There was also my buddy Marcus from Retro Game Players. Now he had his booth set up for Retro Game Players, which is his YouTube channel. So you can check him out at Retro Game Players or retrogameplayers.com. On YouTube it's just Retro Game Players now, but previously it was called Sunset Hotline. Now Marcus is a good friend of mine. We talked about him just recently with my review of his Sega Dreamcast music video CD, which he was selling at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. So if you want more information about that, you check that out. This guy also created Galactic's Arcade in Astoria, Oregon, and I've known him for a while, very long time, and he's always been really nice and really cool. I got a picture with him too, just in case. Always good to have pictures with people that you know from YouTube that you don't get to see every day. And I didn't buy anything from his booth, but yeah, if you want more information about his Dreamcast music video and his arcade, I have videos on both of those on my channel. The next one is a guy that I know. He's my friend on Facebook, and I know him from Facebook as well as YouTube and Instagram, and he gave me 4 cards of his just like kind of detailing what he is and what he does. His name is Sean Vincent. He's actually like, I think he's like, I want to make sure, but yeah, he's like one of the best Bust-A-Move players in the world. Bust-A-Move is that puzzle game similarly to Bubble Bobble. Now, one of the first people that I ran into that I recognized from YouTube was a cool dude named Hatstack Mike. I actually know him a little bit more from Instagram than YouTube, but he does post on YouTube. He also said he posts on TikTok, I believe, and it was really cool. I was one of the first people that recognized him too, and he gave me a sticker, actually 2 stickers, of his logo, Hatstack Mike. So go check out Hatstack Mike. I ran into him a couple times at the convention. Really nice guy. There was more people too. I'll mention them as the video goes along further. There was Russ Lyman, who's my friend. I've known him for a while. I met him at conventions multiple times. There was John Riggs, who I don't really know, and he doesn't really know me, but he's a big popular YouTuber, and he was really nice too. Radical Reggie was there, but I didn't get a picture with him because he was working at Marcus's Retro Game Players booth, but he was like behind it and he was busy. Seems like Reggie's always busy. Let's see, who else? There was a couple other people that I saw, like Pat the NS Punk was there, but he was busy. I don't know, there's a lot of people that I know from YouTube there, and I don't want to forget this, but my best friend Brian was there. You know him from the Caffeinated Owl, you know him from my co-op videos on my channel. He did a lot of the recording for this video, so I really appreciate Brian not only coming with me as my buddy and like being there the whole time, but he did all the video work for the most part. Like 90% of the video work on this, what you're watching, is by him. A lot of the pictures are by him. Some of the pictures were by, like, if someone took my picture, they used my camera, but a majority of them are from his camera, so they're a little higher quality too. And it was just really nice to have him there as a friend and help me out, and also it was just a lot of fun to have him there. So I really appreciate Brian, aka the Caffeinated Owl. Check him out. He does really cool YouTube shorts. He also does really cool live streams. He was most recently playing the Pikmin games. Like, he did all Pikmin 1, 2, and 3 live on YouTube. So check him out for sure, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, Brian. But let's move on to celebrities. So there wasn't really that many like celebrities there. There was like game developers, maybe YouTube creators, which is celebrity in my regards. But in terms of like really big, like known celebrities, there wasn't really like celebrities. It's not like a Comic-Con or like any specific convention like a Star Trek or a Walking Dead convention or something like that. So I was surprised to see that Lloyd Kaufman was there. He is the director and creator of Troma, which is a film company. He directed the Toxic Avenger series, which is awesome. Also created the Toxic Crusaders series, which is an animated adaptation of the Toxic Avenger movies. The Toxic Avenger movies are definitely R-rated. They're like a hard R. They're very gory. They're kind of low budget, but they use practical effects that look great. They're fun. They're funny. So if you like things like the humor of Evil Dead 2 or Dead Alive, it's not so much horror, but it has like a horror movie level of gore in these movies. That are mainly like superhero-ish movies. There's a lot of like slapstick and stuff. But they do have like a horror level of gore, but also a lot of comedy. So here's a picture of that I bought at his booth. I think this was only like $1. So here is Lloyd himself and Toxie, the Toxic Avenger, behind him. This is just a nice print that I have that I got there. Really cool. There's also another movie that I made that I really like, and it's called Poultrygeist. It's about like a fast food restaurant and everything goes wrong, and then the chicken gets like infected and everyone turns into like monsters, and there's a bunch of people like protesting the fast food restaurant, and then they attack, and it's a crazy movie. It's also a part musical, and Lloyd Kaufman plays a character in it. So that is Lloyd Kaufman's character in the movie that he made, Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead. And speaking of that, you'll be seeing in this video that I got to meet Lloyd Kaufman in person. So that was really cool. I got a couple pictures with him. There was a Toxie was there. I don't think it was the actual Toxie. It was Toxie and other people that are associated with Troma that were there. The people that were there before Lloyd actually got into the convention was they were all really nice. So they let me know like when he was coming up. They were very nice. So I bought this stuff before, and then I was able to get it signed when he arrived. So that was cool. And the line was very short too. Either that or I was really close in line. Brian actually ran into Lloyd Kaufman on the way to Lloyd Kaufman was going to use the restroom. So that was kind of funny. He ran into him like almost literally. So yeah, in addition to getting a photograph and those things from Lloyd Kaufman's Troma booth, there is this I got autographed, Poultrygeist. And what it says in it, well, this is the DVD, which I bought there. And Brian actually found, later on, the next day, he found Toxic Avenger on DVD somewhere else at the convention, so that was a lucky find there. So we've got Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead. I got autographed Lloyd Kaufman. And the cool thing is I actually have the paper signed, not the plastic, so it's fine. And then he also wrote Toxie loves Kevin. That's awesome. Now, in hindsight, I probably should have had Toxie sign it too, but as Brian did with his DVD too. But yeah, I don't know if Brian's doing a pickups video or convention video, but if he isn't, you can probably see his pictures on his Facebook or Instagram. If not, I hope that he'll show it on his YouTube too, because he got some really cool stuff too. So I'm just gonna try to egg on Brian to like make a pickups video for the convention, because that'd be cool to see Now, in addition to Lloyd Kaufman, there was also James Rolfe, the Angry Video Game Nerd. So I went there, and the line for the nerd was so long. We waited like over an hour. We were late for it, so like basically I went back to the hotel, which was right across the street at the convention center, and I went back to the convention center, and walking into the convention center, I looked around, and then I noticed there was a line that said autographs, and I was like, who's signing? So I knew the Angry Video Nerd was going to be there. I didn't know when his autograph session was, or if he was even doing an autograph session. So he was, and we went down the hall and went to the room, and there he was. So we waited in line for like, it must have been over an hour, which is a lot of standing, and there was a lot of walking at the convention, so there was already a lot of stuff there. But luckily, I was able to get there, get some pictures with him, talk to him a little bit. Really cool. Really nice guy. You might not expect it, but you might expect it if you're a fan of his channel. Someone called the Angry Video Game Nerd, you might think he might be angry, but he's very calm, very chill, and very nice and funny. He's really nice with interacting with the people that come up, and he's always really kind and just understanding of the fans and stuff. So I got this, the Angry Video Game Nerd DVD. Now this is actually for my coworker, and my friends, so she asked me to get this signed for her, and I did, so that's cool. I think she'll really appreciate that. And then for myself, I got this, which is, I've had to autograph something in the past. I had him autograph my Power Glove, but for this year, I decided to have him autograph Simon's Quest because of his Simon's Quest video. So this is Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. There's James AVGN on there, and I put it in this case just to keep it safe. But I did find this, the Angry Video Game Nerd pin set, which is cool. They had stickers, but pins are a little more my style. So I got the Nerd, and these are all from the video game, the 1 and 2 Deluxe video game. There's a shit pickle, and that's like an icon in the game where if you touch it, you just die instantly. Really cool. So that was it for the YouTubers and celebrities that I met at the convention. So now we're going to move on to the pickups part of the video, which I'm not going to show gameplay from these games, but I will show a little bit about each of the games. I'm going to try to sort them by what day I got them, and hopefully in the order that I got them too. So let's jump in with pickups right now on this video. Alright, so we've got the first thing that I bought was mainly the first day. This is something that I noticed throughout the convention, is that there was a lot more movies and videos being sold, specifically on VHS, but some DVDs too. So it was really cool to find VHS stuff, because I don't know if you guys know, but I have a CRT that I got this year, a CRT TV. It's a Sony Trinitron. It's really cool. And I also have a VCR that I got earlier this year. I had a VCR for a while, but I have like my own VCR now too. So I've been picking up more VHS tapes, but they're hard to find locally. Not necessarily hard to find VHS tapes, but hard to find the ones that I want, which are mainly anime, horror movies, or specific things that I'm really interested in. So with this convention, it was a great place to find those things. Now, I didn't want to buy too many movies because it's a video game expo, not a movie expo. But the first day, pretty much all that I bought, aside from meeting like people like Angry Video Game Nerd and Lloyd Kaufman and Toxie, was just movies. So I kind of felt weird that I only got movies pretty much the first day. But let's see what we got. Now, the first booth that I went to, there was a thing where it was like, you can get 3 movies for $10, I believe it was. So I picked out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I don't have previously to this, but I have some of the animated series. So I got Ninja Turtles. The first movie is the best Ninja Turtles movie, and it's awesome. And it's one of my favorite movies just in general. I think it's one of the best superhero movies ever made. Not in terms of like anything specific, but it's just like, it's great overall. Has great characters, great cast, the animatronics are perfect, and everything about this movie is just completely rewatchable at any time. So the box is in pretty good condition considering its age, and there it is. Cool. So we got Ninja Turtles. Really cool to have that. Love Ninja Turtles. And then in addition to Ninja Turtles, I was wearing my Power Rangers cosplay for a good portion of that convention on Saturday, maybe about an hour or maybe more. I wore the Power Rangers cosplay. I have a video on that just a few weeks ago. So if you want to know more about my Power Rangers cosplay that I was wearing at the convention, you can check that out too. But I had to pick up a Power Rangers movie or DVD or VHS. So we've got a really cool one. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Alpha's Magical Christmas. So it's the Christmas special of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So that's pretty cool. That's what it looks like. And the box is in a little bit rougher condition, but it's all right. And I actually haven't seen this episode, or maybe I have, but I don't remember it that well. So that's pretty cool to have this holiday special. I figure that's a little bit better than getting some random episodes from the show, unless it was like an episode that I really enjoyed. So let's put that there. And then I also got, remember, it was 3 for $10. This is on Saturday, so it might have even been better on Sunday. A lot of booths did a thing where like they had better deals on Sunday. So I'll keep that in mind for later in the video. Now, I was deciding between Hellraiser and Blade Runner, 2 of my favorite movies. So I actually spun a wheel on Brian's phone. He has a wheel. You spin, it's help you decide. And it landed on Blade Runner, so I'm pretty happy with that decision too. So I got Blade Runner on VHS, which I have it on Blu-ray, but VHS is kind of cool. It has a really nice cover too. I have the poster on my wall up there of pretty much the same thing. This is the director's cut. It's widescreen, which I don't know if that's good or bad, but if I'm watching on my CRT, it might be bad. But that's okay. I mainly want it for just the thing itself and then the box. The box is in great condition too. It's the best one I have for VHS. And yeah, really cool. Great movie. So pick that up. There's another table that had more specific things. They didn't have a deal, but they had a lot of great movies, like classics from the 80s. Even ones that are hard to find. Now, you might think VHS, you just find everything that you can from the 80s right away, but when you're looking for them at a normal store, I mean. But you'd be surprised at what movies from the 80s and 90s are hard to find on VHS specifically. And so they had some really cool movies on there. They had like Dream Warriors, Nightmare on Elm Street 3. They had Hellraiser 1 and 2. They had The Fly 2. What else? A lot of cool movies. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff there. Ernest Goes to Jail. Just random, really cool stuff that you remember from the past, but they might be hard to find today, especially on VHS and in good condition. So this one's not in the best condition, but it was $10 and it's a movie that I love, and that is Army of Darkness. I want to show you this, guys, close up as much as possible, because look, this is a really weird box art. It's not your typical movie poster for Army of Darkness. It's just like a weird shot from the movie. Now this one's digitally remastered by THX, and actually this is like a bonus version too. It has some bonus features. This is a 1999 re-release of Army of Darkness, and I'll show you the back too. The tape's in good condition. The box is not super good, but it's okay. One of my favorite movies in the Evil Dead series, Army of Darkness. Always a lot of fun to watch. And yeah, this is the Anchor Bay 1999 release of the movie. And it is the actual North American US English version and stuff like that. It's not like another region. It just has a really weird cover art. Really weird. So one really cool thing that they had at the convention was like right in the lobby area, there was a vending machine. And if you look at the vending machine, you might not realize that it was selling cool stuff. But if you really look up close to the glass, they had like art in it. It wasn't like your snacks or drinks. It was art and like collectibles. And at the very bottom right corner, they had Nintendo collector's pins from, I believe, 1989. So I got one of them, and they're all different ones, different collector's pins of Nintendo characters. There's a list actually on the back of them for all the ones they have. There's 18 different designs from mainly Super Mario Brothers, but also Legend of Zelda. There's a couple of Zelda ones. And I got this one. This is a Koopa Paratroopa pin. So it's a collector's pin from Nintendo. It's vintage. I kind of want to open it up, but if I do, I'll do it carefully so I can keep the box because the package looks cool. And also the package tells you what else is in the series, so that's important too. It hasn't even been like perforated or popped out at this little like punch card thingy, so that's makes me kind of not want to break it open. This was $10 in the vending machine, which normally I would never spend $10 on a vending machine, but this is cool. And it's a pin, metal pin, really cool. Koopa Paratroopa. Alright, so you're probably wondering, did I get any games on Saturday? Yes, I did. And I do want to start by showing that, yeah, I had a specific thing I was looking for at this convention. A lot of games I can just get normally, like a lot of like your regular games I can just get normally. So I was looking for really specific stuff that you can't find every day. So Japanese region games, I have a Japanese Saturn. I've got multiple consoles that can play Japanese region games. So a lot of these are going to be games from Japan. I was also specifically looking for Japanese GameCube games because I have a Japanese GameCube console. And I was only able to find one at the convention entirely, and I got that, so that's cool. So this was a seller that had a bundle deal for their Famicom and Super Famicom games. It was 5 Super Famicom games, I believe, for I think it was $40. Yeah, 5 for $40. Okay. But they threw this one in for free, which was nice of him, very nice of him, because he was like, "This is the only GameCube game he had," and it's not like a super high GameCube game; it's a pretty low one. But here it is. It's Naruto 2 for the GameCube. Did I say GameCube or Game Boy? It's GameCube. So it's not the complete thing. It doesn't have the overlay. If you don't know about Japanese GameCube games, they all come in these clear cases. And the GameCube disc is just in there like that. And there's a manual slot. So it's very different from your North American, the United States, and whatever GameCube games. So cases. And normally they have like a cardboard sleeve that slides over it this way. This one doesn't have it, but that's okay. It has the manual, it has the game. It's Naruto 2 for the GameCube, and I haven't played it yet, so that's cool. I don't know if this is the same Naruto 2 as in North America. I know there's 4 at least of them here on the Japanese GameCube, and I think there's less in North America, so I don't know if I've played this ever before. We'll have to check it out on a future Famicom Friday. At that same booth, in the same order, which was total $40, there was 5 games for $40. So I picked up a game randomly for the Super Famicom called Bing Bing Bingo. I don't have this one. I don't know anything about it, but I figured it'd be a cool looking game to have in your collection that also it could be a simpler game to play. Then I picked up the 4 more games for the original Famicom. So I got Dragon Ball, which I have a Dragon Ball game. I don't think it's the same as this one. I don't think. I'm not sure. I could be wrong about that. I haven't double checked. Dragon Ball for the Famicom. I also have Dragon Ball 3, not Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball 3 for the Famicom. And then we've got a game that I've been looking for a while, which is The Goonies for Famicom. That's pretty cool. It's a little ripped up on the top, but that's cool. It's Goonies by Konami. I have Goonies 2. I have Goonies 2 on NES and Famicom, but I don't have Goonies, so that's cool. And I used to live in Astoria, so that's really cool to have that finally. And then I was having a hard time picking another game, because there was a lot of Famicom games that are pretty common, and I have most of them, because I have quite a bit of Famicom stuff. Either I had them or I had them on NES. But I decided to pick this one up, even though I have it on the NES, of course, and that is Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, it's really cool to have Super Mario Brothers in that yellow cart and on Famicom, because I don't think I have Super Mario Brothers yet. I might, now that I think about it, but I'm pretty sure I don't. So we got Super Mario Brothers. It's always good to have some more Super Mario Brothers, and it's cool to have it in the Japanese region too. Alright, that was it for Saturday's pickups. Let's move on to Sunday's pickups, which has debatably better games and more exciting stuff. So one of the places that I got games from had a bunch of reproduction carts. These were all games that were originally from Japan that were never brought over to North America, and I believe these are all English translated patches and put onto an actual Super Nintendo fitting cart, so you can play these on a normal Super Nintendo. You don't have to worry about modding it or anything like that, modifying the cart's bay, plastic and all that, to play your Super Nintendo or play Super Famicom games on your Super Nintendo, because these are translated and completely new and ported over and all that. So I got 4 different reproduction carts from this seller, which is a lot for me to pick out, but there's a lot of cool ones there. The first one was Resident Evil for the Game Boy, original Game Boy Resident Evil. And we'll take a look at that a little bit closer here. They came with a little case just in case, so it gets dirty and whatnot. So that's safe and all that. That's cool. But it's Resident Evil for the Game Boy Color. I heard they were saying that it was like half of the game. So like you don't get to the underground mansion part, you just stay in the mansion, and that's about it. It's like I don't know if it's a demake. I heard it was like officially a Capcom thing, but I'm not sure. I'll have to find out more about this when we check it out later this month. Resident Evil for the Game Boy. There's also one for the Nintendo NES, and that is Parodius, which is a cool, like a space shooter. It's like your Gradius, but it's Parodius. It's a parody. It's a funny version with quirky different cartoon characters and anime characters doing silly things in a space shooter setting. So that's what it looks like. This is the more expensive one, and for some reason the labels are not sticking on super great at the top. But this was $29. This entire order of games, I think, was about $70 or $80. So this was the same as the Resident Evil. We also got 2 Super Nintendo games. This one they gave me for a discount at $10. It says $19, but we got Bahamut Lagoon, which is a Squaresoft RPG. Now, I have this on the Super Famicom. I can play it with a translation patch on the one I have, but this one should be a better translation or just easier to use. So we got Bahamut Lagoon for Super Nintendo, translated reproduction cart by Squaresoft. Really cool. This is all from top of the line games, by the way. And then we got the one that attracted me to that booth in the first place, which is Clock Tower, a game that I've been looking for forever. Now, I was just going to get the Clock Tower on Famicom. Couldn't find it there, or I mean Super Famicom. Couldn't find it there this time. And I saw this right away. It's a good price, $19 for a reproduction cart and the English patched ROM on this Super Nintendo cart. So that's really cool. Clock Tower, we're going to play in this later this month, so stay tuned for that because it's a horror game and we're doing Gametober. So that's going to be really cool to check out and play. Really excited for that, to see what it's like. Now, the very first booth that I went to on Saturday was actually one of the last booths that I ended up buying from. It had a lot of Super Famicom games. There was a few Sega Saturn Japanese games that I really wanted to get, but they were gone by the time I went back to it. They weren't super exciting. They were really games. They were like model slideshows and like picture puzzles and stuff, but they were kind of quirky and cool, so I was thinking about picking them up if they were still there, but they weren't, so it's no big deal. There was one game that I saw there that I went back and got on Sunday, and that is Sailor Moon R. You know that I do my Famicom Fridays series. This is definitely going to be on one of those eventually. I have a couple Sailor Moon games for the Super Famicom already. I have Sailor Moon or Bishoujo Senshi Sailor Moon, or Pretty Soldier Sailor Moon, which is the first one. And then there's Sailor Moon R. I think this is the same style, beat 'em up arcade style game, like your Turtles in Time and whatnot. But I think this is the same like style, but it's a sequel to it, and it's $25. Not too bad. I've seen it for way more online. I think it's more like a 30 or 40, but I don't know. I could be wrong with that, but it's pretty cool. It has a little plastic case, which is nice. And then another one that I already had was a puzzle one, so I don't think this is a puzzle one. And there's another one that's like something else, but there's a lot of Sailor Moon games on the Super Famicom, so it could be something different, but I think it's a beat 'em up. So we'll have to check that out in a future Famicom Friday, probably in November on Happy Bird Games. All right, we've got one last pickup, and this is a pickup from, this actually has a little story to it. So on Saturday, I was once again looking for Japanese GameCube and Sega Saturn games, and so I couldn't find them anywhere. I finally found them towards the end of the day on Saturday. There was a Sega Saturn, I think it was the Shiro YouTube or slash podcast called Shiro, where they do Sega Saturn based on Sega Tasan Shiro, and they have a lot of games there from Japanese region Sega Saturn. There was like 4 bins wide full of games. A lot of them were the same, some of them were different, some of them had more or less of, but they had a lot of them. So I looked through them all on Saturday, or I looked through about half of them on Saturday. I found one game that I wanted, but I wasn't able to buy it because he could only do cash. Now I had a lot of cash, but not at that time. So I had cash and I had like a prepaid debit Visa card, so I was out of luck on that day. Luckily, I did get cash on Sunday and was able to go back and actually make use of it and buy the games that I wanted to. They were all still there, so that was cool, the ones that I wanted. So the first one that I saw on Saturday that I was able to get in this on Sunday was this one, Tenchi Muyo. But this is a different Tenchi game than the one I have. I have a couple of Tenchi games. I have one on Famicom, or on Super Famicom that we've played before. And I have one on Sega Saturn. I don't think we did a video on it. Oh, we did do a video on it. Yeah, I did. It was the puzzle one. So this one's more like, I think it's like a story or a visual novel. I'm not sure. It's a 2-discer too. I have a few other 2-disc Sega Saturn games. This one's a 2-discer. It's called Tenchi Muyo Toku Muyo. And it's got 2 discs, not 4. It's 2 discs. It's complete in box pretty much. It doesn't have the side thingy, but I don't know if the 2-discers have the side thingy like most Saturn games do. I could be wrong with that. Got the manual. We'll be checking this out in a future Famicom Friday video too. But yeah, it's all in there. Really cool. Pretty good quality too for the case. Now, with this booth, the Shiro booth, I believe it was, that was selling all these Sega Saturn games, they had a thing that was like buy 2, get 1 free. On Sunday, better deal. They made it buy 1, get 1 free. And I asked the guy beforehand, can I stack this deal? So if I got 3 games, would I get 3 for free? And he said yes. So that's awesome. So in addition to this, I'll try to sort which are the most expensive ones, because those are the ones I paid for. And the ones that were less expensive, I didn't pay for because they were free. So I'll let you know which ones I got for free first. Or which ones I paid for first. So the most expensive one that I got was the King of Fighters 96. Now, I have some fighting games for the Sega Saturn. I don't believe I have any King of Fighters games. I think I have a Fatal Fury game. I'm not sure. I have to double check my collection because it's getting kind of big. But yeah, so I was deciding between Fatal Fury 3 and King of Fighters 96. I went with 96 because I believe Fatal Fury 3 came out in 95. And this is a 96 game, so yeah, really cool. We'll be checking this out on a future Famicom Friday. I love King of Fighters, all that good stuff. Now, I did check this one out inside. It's got some goodies. It's got like a manual and a registration card and the side label thing, which is also really cool to have. A lot of these Sega Saturn games from Japan will have like a side label thing. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's basically a side label thing. So yeah, and it goes like right here on the end label of your Sega Saturn game case. And yeah, King of Fighters 96 by SNK. Awesome. Sega Saturn's a good place to have fighting games too. So I paid for that. That was the most expensive one at 25. At 22, we've got... This one doesn't have the actual complete case. So I'm flipping over the disc real quick. This is Golden Axe The Duel, which is Golden Axe is a classic Sega arcade / Genesis game series. This is for the Saturn, which came out after the Genesis, and this game is a fighting game, it looks like. So this is a game I don't know if we ever got on the English Sega Saturn. We might have, but this is Golden Axe The Duel, and it does have the back of the box. It is the box, it just didn't have the manual, which is a little sad, but it's okay. And this will be a really cool one to check out on a Famicom Friday. We'll probably check this out before some of the other ones. The disc is a little loose. I think it's the pins are bent in. But yeah, here we go. Golden Axe. One of my favorite series, but this is a fighting one. Spin-off. The other one that I paid for is, it's not really sealed new. It's just got a sleeve over it. Protector sleeve. This is Slam Dunk. Now, we played a couple Slam Dunk games on the Super Famicom. I believe we played 2 of them so far on Famicom Fridays in the past. So this is from TV Animation, Slam Dunk. It's called I Love Basketball. It's a Bandai game. It's for the Sega Saturn. It looks like pretty much like your Super Famicom game. The Super Famicom game had chibi graphics. This looks like it has the full-sized anime manga style graphics that you know from the series Slam Dunk. And we'll take a look at it. It has the side label thing, which is why it was on that sleeve, and that's kind of cool. Did I not look at this one yet? It's got... The disc is in color. A lot of Sega Saturn games, like almost all of them that I remember, the discs are not in color. They're like shiny and like kind of like disc colored, if you know what I mean. But this one has an actual like full color image on the disc. So yeah. That's Slam Dunk, $18. The other games were all like $15, and I got them all for free. I tried to do the most expensive games, but It didn't always work out because there was cool ones that I wanted to get that were just less than other ones. So Tenchi Muyo was free. I believe I paid a total of, well, it came to it came to 18, 22, so that's already 40 right there, and then 25. So it should have been 65, but he gave me 6 games for 60, which is really good because you're not only getting those 3, you're getting 3 more and then $5 off. So it's a really good deal. So in addition to all those plus the Tenchi Muyo, I got Fighting Vipers, which is a game that I played before on the PlayStation a long time ago. It's a fighting game, a 3D fighting game on your Sega Saturn. And I believe I played this on the Dreamcast, not the PlayStation. Okay, so it's a Sega game. This is Sega's fighting game series that they had. One of the first 3D ones, I believe, besides Virtua Fighter. Yeah, it's really cool. It's got kind of like a, I'll show you, artwork under the disc part. Manual's all intact. It's pretty cool. I haven't played this game forever. Fighting Vipers. I believe I have a game that includes Fighting Vipers characters that we did on a Famicom Friday. So this is just like the basic Fighting Vipers. I mean. Now here's the last game. I don't know if this is in the wrong box or what. The guy seemed like he was okay with it. I didn't specifically ask him if it was supposed to be this way. I don't know. I think this game's more expensive. I'll have to double check it because it's weird. So either way, it's not the case for the actual game. I'm saving this one for last because I don't know. I didn't really check this out yet. Gotta fact check myself. This was $15, the cheapest one, so I got it for free, essentially. Now you might think, look at the case, it's an Evangelion game, which it is the Evangelion game case, or one of them. There's a lot of them on the Saturn for some reason, but it's not. It's X-Men versus Street Fighter. And I didn't really ask because I didn't really think too much about it because I'm not sure even now, making this video, how much X-Men versus Street Fighter is. I know the North American one is a lot, so I just kind of like showed it to him and he didn't say anything about it, so that's cool. X-Men versus Street Fighter is the game.
This is X-Men versus Street Fighter!
We're going to be playing this on a future Famicom Friday, too. So, you know, Street Fighter's awesome, especially in the Sega Saturn generation. You know, X-Men's awesome. Well, this is basically like the first Marvel vs. Capcom, or one of the first ones. I think it might be the first Marvel vs. Capcom series, technically. Before they had all the Marvel, they just had the X-Men versus the Street Fighter. There might have been another one before it, but yeah, this is really cool. So basically it plays like your Marvel vs. Capcom, but with that. So it doesn't have the actual case for it, but it's the game and it was free, so that's cool. Really cool, potentially. I'm gonna have to double check that. Maybe I'll leave information about it on this video, but I think I got a great deal for that. Yeah. All right, so that's about it. But before I forget, this is the badge, the pass badge to get in, which the game Friday the 13th is featured on it, and this was actually set. The convention started on Friday the 13th, so that's why they have this as their logo. Pretty cool. And you have to wear this lanyard the whole time to get in. All right, everybody, that was it for my experience, pickups, interviews, and people that I met at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo 2023. It was so much fun. It was a blast. Most memorable weekend of the year for sure. Just a lot of fun. I'd highly recommend it if you're interested in going at all to go next year. I know I'll be going next year too. It's always a lot of fun. This is my 4th year going, and it was probably one of the best ones so far. Just a lot of fun, really nice people. Just everything was great about it. It went perfect. Yeah, just awesome. There's a couple things that I would like to have found on games, but it's okay. I got pretty much everything. Was just awesome, cool stuff this time. A lot better than expected. I mean, I always had fun the last few years, but this was like even better than I thought it was going to be for this year. So that was really cool. Awesome year. Awesome. It was better than last year. That's cool. But anyways, that's about it for this video. It's a little long, but there's a lot of stuff to show, and the pickups and all the video from the convention. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Please stay tuned for more classic gaming goodness right here on Happy Beard Games. All right, everybody, that's it for today's Happy Beard Games. Right here, we checked out the Portland Retro Gaming Expo 2023. Thank you for watching once again. Bye. This is BethiCat Art. You can check her out at BethiCat Art on, I believe, Instagram. Yeah, Instagram. She was at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. This is actually a sticker of hers. She has some really cool stuff, and I believe I have an interview with her on this video, so it's pretty cool. Not really an interview, it's so much, maybe she just talks about her art, and it's really funny. She was really nice, and I checked with her if I could like share this on social media, so she's really cool.
Hi.
Taste.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
It was drawn by yours truly.
Oh, wow.
I am the artist.
It's incredible.
But yeah, these prints are actually like, most of them are inspired by perfume ads. So you can see like
Yeah, I can
each
see
of them
that.
have a product.
That's awesome.
And next year I'm going to be making some of them into a real perfume.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, so the ones that I'm going to make as a real perfume is Geralt, because I mean Witcher is Witcher.
Yeah.
And then Anka from Animal Crossing, because I just think that would be like selling Gamer Girl bathwater as a perfume, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of the memes. And we also have,
I think peaches would be really hot too.
but hers is going to be like a lip gloss.
Ooh, nice.
That's what
That's
I was
awesome.
thinking.
That's
You know, like an
awesome.
actual makeup.
Yeah.
Her lips are so shiny.
Yeah.
We also have some other degenerate things. Where are they? My little naughty word stickers. I have puns for everything.
Are you okay with being filmed?
Oh, absolutely. Share me on your social media.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe.
Hey chat, my name's BethiCat. We got some good merch here. But yeah, so like these are my little naughty word stickers.
Oh,
I have
nice.
puns for everything if you're willing to listen to some of my bad puns.
Oh, I love that shit one.
I didn't give a shit about this sticker anymore. Like I gave up. Like literally, because like I was like, oh my god, I came to Portland. I'm so new here. Flowers, flowers, and I was like, fuck those flowers. Fuck that shit. So that was it. But I did give a fuck for fuck. You know.
Yeah.
There was one.
Oh, yeah.
And we also have this great pair of tits.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not just any tit. Because everyone's like, bush tit. I'm like, no, no, no. Great tit. When I found out that bird's name was the Great Tit, I was like, this joke's written. It's But we also have the blue-footed boobies. But you can see that the ooh is on his chest to truly emphasize the oobies and boobies.
That's genius.
And you know, spooky season, so we have boobies. And if you look, there's like a little King Boo over in the good.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
We got booty on lock. Cocks for peacocks. Someone's got to serve cunt.
Yeah.
And to round up the bird menagerie, we got Hooters, but it's the Duolingo owl. And you see the little knife because it's Spanish or Spanish.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And then if you look with the pussy, there's pussy cunts. So there's cow whiskers, cat tails, pussy willows, and a pussy cat.
Huh.
But someone was like, but where's Punani? And I made it for them. And there's like a little pussy cat in Punani.
Yeah, punani.
And if I shine a light on them, they all sparkle. So let me...
Whoa!
Yeah, they are not only waterproof, they are Coca-Cola.
That is
I
awesome.
absolutely intentionally was supposed to test it. But yeah, so these are the stickers and these are my prints. We do a sliding scale for the prints because we want to make sure people are able to afford my work when they can. So the full price of the prints are like $40. But the cheapest that I'm willing to go, where I'm like, I'm still making profit, but not having someone sell an arm and a leg for their work, for my work, is like $20. Because, you know, even in this economy, selling an arm and a leg is not going to get you full price.
Yeah.
It's just not what's going to happen. But here's my little business card sticker since you came over to entertain my little neurotic ramblings.
Thank you.
Yeah. These are little stickers that I make based on the market site and cons I go to. So if you meet me at different events, I make a sticker based on the events I go to.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Make sure to check me out at BethiCat.art on Instagram. So there you go.
Awesome.
But thank you guys for
You're
visiting.
welcome. Thank you so much.
Of course.
You have a good rest of the day.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
too. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Thank you, you too.